tell you what, Fox to have 49 today or tonight and have 60 the other night in a back-to-back situation, that was phenomenal. That was a heck of a job by Fox. And he brought it for us on both ends of the floor. So just phenomenal. Nobody can stop him from getting to his spots when he wants to. Big time win by our guys. Big time game by Fox. It was beautiful to watch our guys, top to bottom. Guys just stayed ready. And we called different numbers at different times, had different lineups out there, and everybody that came off the bench was big for us. Lynn was huge. Orlando was big for us. Jordan was big. The biggest play of the game was just a simple play offensively. Keegan only had 5 points, I think, but he had a tough assignment in guard marketing, and he drives the basketball, Keegan does, and he finds Jordan in the weak corner for a wide open catch and shoot three. That's the type of stuff that we're talking about. Touch the paint and spray it, because everybody's going to collapse. So just a big time play by Keegan. Like I said, Alex was great. Isaac, he hadn't played meaningful minutes at all this year, and he was pretty good. You could see his athleticism. You can feel it for a young guy that hadn't played. He's just going to only get better. I told our guys too, they just kind of stayed with it. And then, we tried to do the little things. And there were 11 50-50 balls bouncing around, and we came up with 7 of them. And, that may not mean a lot to most people out there, but, when you're down, all the guys were down, and, we got to find a way to get extra possessions. And we did. We got, 3 extra possessions than they did because of it. So just a very good win for our guys tonight.
Mike, during the third quarter, it looked like you guys were running out of gas. You're down 11. How much does it say about your team that they were able to find a way to will themselves back into the game and then find a way to win it after that?
It says a lot, because it happened last night. We were down, and we just stayed with it, and we found a way to get a win. And the perseverance that we showed, it's a long game. We have to understand that there are a lot of different ebbs and flows in a 48-minute game. And when you hit adversity, being down, or things don't go right, you just kind of stay with it and keep trying to find a little adjustment here, a little adjustment there, and it just builds character, it builds mental toughness. And these are the things that you need to be able to have if you expect to be a great team. And so for our team to show that game after game after game after game is something that we definitely can build upon.
Mike, I feel like this is a game where you got to see a lot of the roster and how they are. Last year, like Keon, for example, doesn't get meaningful minutes, then comes in a sub role, and you give him meaningful minutes at the end of the season. Do you feel like that is possible for some of the guys that played tonight?
Yeah, for sure. Like we said, that's how Keon got an opportunity. He played well in Houston, and so he deserved a look. And, tonight, especially playing a back-to-back, it was great. We only played Fox, 36 minutes. Obviously we played Keegan a little bit more, but even Trey, he played 35 minutes. Doug played 17 minutes. Kevin played 34 minutes. So that's great for a back-to-back, but you got to have guys step up, not necessarily score in bunches, but get a 50-50 ball. If you're open, don't be afraid to shoot it. Step up and let that thing fly and see what happens. And we got all those different types of contributions, offensively and then defensively too, up and down the roster.
And Mike, I imagine he, just accepts the challenge of having to go out there and kind of make up for some of the scoring that's not able to play tonight. But do you have to, be it yesterday or especially today when you're down Domas, in addition to some of those other guys, do you look at Fox and say anything to him like, hey, we're going to need something like this type of performance again?
No, Fox knows. I told him this. I'm telling you, man, there's been in the game since '92. There's not a single person in this league that can stop him from getting to the spots when he wants to. And I think he's feeling that, you know. And not only is he feeling it, but he's showing it. So when you have guys of his caliber, and I've been around them, you know, I've been around the Stephs, I've been around the KDs and the Kobe's and the LeBrons and the Tim Duncans. I've been around those types of special players. When you have those guys, they get to their spots when they want to. And the biggest difference between those guys and some of the other pretty good players are they do it consistently. So I didn't have to say anything to Fox tonight because he knew, especially with all the guys we had out, that he had to get to his spots. He had to carry us when we couldn't get a bucket. He had to make the game easier for others, and that's what he did. You know, the franchise record that he got at 109 points in 2 games, it's just unbelievable.
Mike, going back to Keegan, I know he has a lot of assignments outside of just scoring the basketball, especially on the defensive end, challenging with rebounding as well. We're still waiting for the 3-point shooting from even his rookie season to, I guess, make a more consistent reappearance. Is there any truth to the emphasizing other areas taking away from that at all, or are you just chalking it up to just a slow start to a season?
You know, he's a very, very good shooter. The one thing that everybody has to remember, his rookie year, he was strictly a catch and shoot guy. So he didn't have to think much. And then on top of that, we didn't always put him on the best perimeter player. Now he's got Markin. He's got Book. He's got somebody of that caliber every single night. And then we're asking him to rebound. We're asking him to run the floor. There's a lot we're asking him to do. On top of that, he's growing his game. And so no longer is he just going to sit in the corner and wait and catch and shoot from the 3-point line. He's going to take some other shots, and to a certain degree, we have to live with it some while he continues to grow and get his legs and his mind and everything underneath him.
Mike, you mentioned, you know, the other stars and their ability to get to their spots, but in your time here with Sacramento in your 3rd season now, how have you seen De'Aaron sort of evolve, and are you seeing some of that star level trajectory from him that maybe you've seen from some of those guys that you've mentioned now that he's getting close to his 27th birthday?
Yeah, you know, he's hit his prime. You know, he understands what winning is about. Thank you very much. He understands what winning is about, and he understands what we need from him. And it's not every other night or every so often. Even at times when he misses, he needs to get to the spot. He doesn't have to score 40 every time, though. He's got to get to the spot, and he's got to make the game easier on everybody else while defending. And we'll try to hide him every once in a while or give him a break, but that's what he gets paid for. That's what he's going to get paid for. And so that's his responsibility, and I think all of us would want to be in that position, making that type of money and having that type of responsibility to go out there and try to do every night.
Mike, following up more on De'Aaron getting to his spots, I mean, both last night and tonight, he's doing it from 2. He hit 3 threes tonight, 6 last night, 14 free throws, 10 last night. I guess just how big is it that when his spot can be kind of from all these different aspects on the court and trying to score in so many different ways?
You know, when you have a guy that can score at 3 levels, it's the best of all worlds. And what he has to keep understanding, though, is me getting to my spots in that paint is what's going to set up that 3 ball. And that's what he's really showed these last 2 games. He's getting to that paint. And so now guys are so concerned with him getting downhill that he's got a ton of room when he lets that thing fly behind the line.
Mike, the 109 points is the 3rd time only in NBA history that's been done in a 2-day span. I know we've talked a lot about De'Aaron, but what is that?
The other 2 guys.
I don't.
Kobe and Will.
Kobe and Will. Yeah.
Whoa.
So, just I know we talked a lot about De'Aaron, but only the 3rd guy in a 2-day span. I think obviously off the back-to-back even makes it a little more impressive. So maybe any last thoughts?
No, 100%. That's what I said. The back-to-back, the overtime game, him playing 75 minutes last night, you know, against a very good team. And for him to come and us missing four, maybe I don't even know, 3 or 4 of our top 6 guys, that's what says, okay, he's De'Aaron Fox and he did his job. And so I can't be more proud of him than anybody else, because it was just phenomenal to watch him do it. Wilt, Kobe, Foxy.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank y'all.